This is my exercise workout. Let me just say, I look forward to this part every week where I can just dance and have a really good time.
Oh,
And that
good.
reminds me, let
Oh,
me
good.
just bend down and just quickly get my
That's it.
wonderful Jamaican flag, my Jamaican towel, and take the champagne. Yay, we have Sabrina Bukhari in the house. How are you, Sabrina? Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome.
I'm
Thank
very
you for
well,
joining
thank you.
me
Yes,
today.
I'm good.
So
I'm good.
normally the show was a breakfast show. We've stopped doing the breakfast show. This was my normal slot. And today I thought, do you know what? I'm just going to mix it up still a little bit with a bit of music. So this is the last time there would be music on any of my sports show. I'm just used to
Nice.
like coming on, talking about boxing or football, etc., etc. Not jumping up and actually having a workout and then talking to the guest. Do you know what I mean? It's just crazy. But no, thank you so much for coming on today. Um, to everyone out there, yes,
Oh,
someone just texted me. Oh, is that the runner? Yes, it's the runner. I did say that to you all. She's an athlete, but there's a lot more to the wonderful Sabrina. So I'm going to kick off and ask you, lovely, introduce yourself to the audience, my lovely. Oh, Michael's in the chat room as well.
yes. Hi. Hi, everyone. So yeah, I'm Sabrina Bukhari. I'm a 400-meter athlete. I'm also a mental health ambassador for Kickoff at 3. And yeah, I've been doing track and
Oh my
field
God, a
since
very
I
long
was 12.
time.
I'm 24 now, so I've been doing this for 12 years. Yeah, long
So
time. Yeah, so it's just literally like my life,
now there's a
basically.
lot more than that. You're not just me.
But yeah, yeah,
Um,
that's me.
I'm gonna take it right to the top. Where were you born? Where you actually come from?
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, so my parents are
okay,
Nigerian,
okay,
but I was born in Harrow, like Northwest London.
okay.
Yes, and then we moved to Luton when I was
Oh, so you're
7.
kind of like a
So
sort
yeah, have
of
basically all like my
Midlands kind of
main
girl
bit of my
ish.
childhood and my adult life.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we're not that far as Midlands. The county is like the home counties stuff. Yeah. So
Fantastic.
yeah,
How
I've been
many
living in
siblings
Luton
have you?
since
Because
then,
I know
and I'm
something. I
still
don't know if
here.
anybody else knows it, but how many siblings are you? Yes.
Yeah, so
Oh,
I've
right.
got a
Okay. So
twin
you two are the
sister,
youngest, really.
and then I've got 2 older sisters
Okay. When
as
did
well.
sports first come into your family?
Yes,
Because
yeah, yeah, we're the youngest. Yeah,
is it just you that
yeah.
run that took up the sport? Did your older sisters? Where did the bug come from?
Yeah, so when my dad was in school, he said he like did loads of like athletics, and so he liked the 800. He was kind of more like the middle distance, and I think he had like a nickname called Akare. I think I don't want to get this wrong. It's in Yoruba. It means frog legs. It means frog legs. So he did like the middle distance stuff, and
Oh,
then
really?
my second oldest sister, she did football, she did athletics, she did loads of it swimming. Yeah, and it kind of got to like year 10 for her,
Right, right.
and like a sport for her wasn't really something that she pursued after that. Yeah, and then I
So,
just kind of did
does
it and
your
like continued
sister?
with
I
it
mean,
all
it's
the way
funny
through,
because
kind
twins
of
don't
thing.
always do the same things, do they? Really, to be fair, did she follow in your footsteps? It was a totally different thing.
No, no, not at all. Like, yeah,
Oh,
we're very,
wow.
very
Okay.
different. So she's in her final year of nursing. She wants to be adult nurse. Um, yeah, so
I was
she's
gonna
gone down
say,
like she's very caring, compassionate. Not to say that I'm not, but she's like
yeah.
she's like very nurturing and she loves to care for people. So that's her
So,
in and out. So
okay,
yeah,
so
nursing for her
it
is
seems
just
like you followed
perfect
your
route for
dad.
her.
It's in the blood, it's in the genes. I actually want to ask a bit more about your dad, to be fair. Do you know what I mean? Like, your dad he ran. Who did he run for? It's like I need to know all of this. Give us some more.
Yeah, well, so he kind of just did it in school. I don't think he pursued it anymore. So he
Okay.
was born in
Yeah.
Tottenham and then moved to Nigeria, did
Okay.
basically all his schooling and stuff in Nigeria, and then came back when he was like 19. And so
Yeah.
for him, I think it was just mainly in school. He didn't like take it outside of school level or go up to club level or anything.
So it's definitely
and then he
in the
came to
genes,
England, and
definitely
then
in
he's
the
just been
genes.
working since then, really. So
What age did you
yeah,
start?
that was his thing.
So your dad wanted you to sort of follow in the footsteps. Your older sister were doing it anyway, but for you, you went one step further. So let's go on this journey. Let's take the journey
Yes,
together
yeah.
and let everybody else, you know, let's just do the journey now. I want to just get a little brief idea
Take
of
it
people
back.
that get to know you. What age did you actually start, and who put you there? What was the, you know, where was
Yeah,
the
sure.
first
So,
pinnacle that said, Sabrina, you're going here?
So for me, like the earliest memory was when I was in year 3. This was back in London. I was racing the year 6 boys on the field.
Yeah.
And I won, like I beat them. So I was like, oh, I'm kind of fast. And then basically, then kind of like from then, the school kind of would see that I had some kind of talent, and I'd been like the school inter-district competitions, the like within houses competitions, and I always fared quite nicely over the sprints.
I want to make
and
sure I
stuff.
get this, because you know,
And then
kick
when
off
I
at
moved,
3 and tip off at 3, swim off at 3 is a lot. In
yeah,
your time at school, were they very encouraging in
yes.
terms of? I know someone said, "Oh, you can run," but were they very encouraging at the time?
You know what? I was so lucky. So, like, when I moved to Luton, we had this program called Gifted and Talented, and it was run through Active Luton, who like provide all like the leisure and sports services, like in Luton and Bedfordshire and surrounding
Oh,
areas.
right, yeah, Katrina, she's
And luckily
lovely.
for me,
Yeah.
like they came. So it was Katrina Lewis, who's also a Kick Off at 3 ambassador. She, yeah, she would. Yeah, lovely. Yeah, so she would come into our school and like take us through sports and
Yeah.
athletics. And at the time it was winter, so they'd come to school in winter and do indoor athletics with us. And then we went to like this competition, like you do regionals, so that was in Luton, and then you progressed on to nationals, and that was in Norwich. And myself and my friend Laurie, we it was like a 2x8 relay, and you run off the boards, and we won that race, and I got second in the high jump.
Yeah.
And so the school recognized that, oh, this girl's quite athletically gifted, as you would say. And they were so good, as in they really, really nurtured me. And Katrina was like, oh, Sabrina, you should really try and think about joining athletics outside of the school. And so she introduced me to my coach, Jane Dixon. I joined the athletic club at Luton AC at the time.
Okay.
I joined my private group, Jane Dixon's group, so it's called Roots to Rings now.
I was going to say, because it
And then we
sounds like you
progressed
could
really
do
from
more.
there. So I
You're
was doing
multi,
initially high
you
jump
know, faceted in
once a
terms
week, and
of
I was
long jump, high
once a
jump,
week.
marathon. You know, so you started off as a high jumper, really?
Yeah, so I started off doing high jump, yeah, and I did okay. I wasn't too bad.
That's not bad.
If I can remember, I think my personal best was like 160, and at the time, I think I was like, it wasn't too bad, no. And we did like South of England indoor competition. I think I came 5th, so out of the South of England, I was 5th. It wasn't so bad. And then I had a little issue with my ankle, and we just decided just to focus on sprinting. And I remember when I first joined my private group, I wasn't able to get to the track. So my school were like amazing, and they paid for my
That's
taxis
brilliant.
to and from the track twice a week from year 8 until year 11. So they, oh yeah, my
Yeah,
school, like
yeah.
if it wasn't for them, I always have to pay my dues to my school, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't actually be doing track and field. So yeah, they were brilliant, and they always supported me, and I'd do assemblies
So
when
you
I'd
always
like
had
won
that
something, and I'd come in and
encouragement from
talk
the
about
school
my
that you were
journey, and
able
just
to give
yeah, the
back
school were
in
amazing,
terms of why you
amazing.
were
They
in
were
the
really
school.
good.
I'm going to go back a little bit, because
100%,
you were
yes.
saying that you
Yes,
had an
yeah.
ankle injury. Now, I would have thought that running would have been more difficult on the ankle. Just tell me a little bit why you say that. Is it that high jump? Is it because of the pressure of the
Yes,
hop?
yeah.
Explain that to me, please.
Yeah, so it was on my takeoff leg, which was my left leg, and I think if I can remember back then, it was like I strained this thing called like my peroneus longus,
Right,
and back then
right.
as well, I didn't really have high jump shoes, so I was actually high jumping in like sprint spikes, and so then we just decided like, okay, Sabrina, what do you actually want to do? Like, do you want to focus on the track? Do you want to focus on the high jump?
It's that
And I really
glory,
loved
isn't it?
sprinting.
Isn't
Like,
that
I just
glory?
really loved
Yay!
it. But yeah, we just naturally for us. Yeah, it's so fun. Like the adrenaline, like I really do enjoy high jumping. If I could, like
Never too
at
late.
one point,
Keep
I would
that,
actually try and
keep
do
that
it again,
energy.
but
Keep that energy.
I don't know.
Never
I
too
don't know
late.
about that.
So I guess that with the
properly, but yeah,
pressure of that would have been, is a lot harder
it's
on
true.
the
It's true.
ankle than running.
Yes, yeah, and like running's still very difficult, and it's still a lot of impact through the legs and stuff. But yeah, we just decided, okay, we can move away, and I think maybe doing the both of them wasn't like very good for the leg at the time. So yeah, we just was like, let's just focus on the track, let's just focus on running. And that's what we did. So I
I think
started
I've
off
got
doing
some videos of you doing the 200, you know.
and
But
we
keep
did
talking.
pretty
I'm going to
well.
find some
There's this
bits.
thing called yes. Oh, nice. So yeah, we my first year doing 200s, I think it was 2000 and so I joined properly in 2009, 2010. It was my first like proper track season. And there's this thing called English schools. And basically it's like all the schools around England would compete against each other.
Is that
and
over
it
the
was in Birmingham, my
200?
first one. And I came second over the 200. And yeah, over the 200, yeah. So this is when I was I would say under 15 girls at the time. And yeah, it was good fun. Like it was amazing for me. The track was huge. There was at the time Sky Sports would like do the media for the event, so they would put it onto like TV and stuff. And I just thought this was amazing.
I think that's when I
Everybody
started
was
to
just,
notice you.
yeah, it took
You
me a breath
know,
away. And
because
so for me to come
I
second
watch every single
at that level,
athletics, everything, every sport that's going.
really,
Because as I'm speaking to you, sports is running in the background of my
yeah.
TV, Sky Sports. But I remember you so, like it's clear as
Oh,
day when you first
nice.
started. And I recall, you know, you did this race, and it was
Oh,
like, it must have
wow.
been like something like 2012. And the commentator said, this is coming up to the year to the
Yeah.
Olympics. It was just before the Olympics. And they were just literally singing your praises that you were this
Mhm.
young, you know, the world youth. This is the young and I remember you entered the race, and I tried to literally find it on YouTube, and I couldn't. And this is the thing about flipping not recording when you see at the time.
Yeah.
And I'm learning all of that now. But yeah, you ran the race and you won, and it was in your category. I think it was under 16, 17s, and I think that's when you were transitioning, you know, into the, you know, the young athlete.
Yes.
And so there was a lot said about you at the time, and that's when your name came to me as prominence, you know. So yeah, so when I found that you were at with Kickoff at 3, I went, oh my
Oh,
God,
really?
that's the
Wow.
girl, you know,
God.
because I remember Natalie Bayer was around at the time, and there was quite a few people that I knew that were athletes. So yeah, your name was bounded about, and I was able to
Gosh.
watch you come up. But anyway, that's enough of
Yeah.
me going over Sabrina and letting her know that I actually know about her. Do you
Oh.
know what I mean? It's not just from Kickoff at 3. So you 200, but you didn't make 200 as your
Oh, that's
specialist
amazing.
race,
That's
did you?
nice. No, no. So at the time, so that was 2010, under 15. And then in like UK, we don't jump straight from 200s to 400s. We have 2 years at under 17 level where we do the 300s. And in training, my coach identified that I was quite good at like holding my speed for quite long within training and stuff. So I had like decent speed endurance. And so naturally for us, we just progressed upwards. At the time, I didn't really know I was going to go to the 4s, but we had the 2 years at 300s, and I did pretty good. And I enjoyed the 300s. Like, I always say this, like, if there's one event that could be like an
it's
Olympic
like you've got
event,
that endurance, don't you?
Oh, it's such a nice event. Like that extra 100 on a 4. Yes. Yeah, but that extra 100 meters on a 4 is just, there's nothing like it.
Yeah,
the lactic you feel, especially if you don't set up the race right, it can be very horrendous. Whereas in the 300, you don't really get that.
Time, as in,
so yeah, at
gone
17 level, we did pretty well.
Who were you running against?
And then
Dina. Yeah, okay.
So,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm going,
so
Dina,
Dina
like I know
Smith,
her. No.
Yeah, she's a British record holder. So yeah, Dina at the time. Yeah, so we're the same age, and we kind of like grew up together and whatever. And she's obviously just done such amazing things in the sport. Yeah, always kudos to Dina. And then my friend Shona as well at the time. Shona transitioned to do 4 hurdles. I stayed at I went to the 400. Dina stayed at the 2s. And
there
1s.
Is a race. You did the indoors,
so yeah, they're the
against,
names that we kind of was always like racing.
Dina.
Yeah, we
and
always
you came second, so you wasn't far behind Dina. You know, it was the indoors, and it was. I saw it on East TV, EAS TV or something. Yeah, and. I thought I'm not going to put that there because it's not about Dina today. So I'm not going to show, but I'm letting you know that, you know, I remember you know, again, it's something that I've watched where you ran against Dina and you were a close second. So, you know, you weren't that too far back, to be fair, you know. So, yeah. So here you are, you've gone to the 400s and you're now, what, 17?
Yes, yeah. Yes, yeah. So 2013 was my first year of properly doing the 400s. Like at the end of 2012, we did like an open meet, and just to see, because we knew it was going up. So just to find my feet to see how I felt over the four. And then, yeah, it was a big year for us because 2012, I got injured, unfortunately. I had a hamstring problem, and I was also making the step up. And our only goal for 2013 was to just try and make it through the season healthy. Of course, if I run fast and run a personal best, that's like the cherry on the cake or whatever. But
Yeah.
we just wanted to have this season healthy because I got injured the year before. And so we did the fours now. Winter went really, really well. Had no really real issues with the hamstring or anything. And I think I opened up in like April. At the time, it was called like a youth like development league. And it's basically just different clubs within the UK competing against each other, and you're in different leagues, like League One, League Two, Premier League. And I've moved to Shaftesbury Barnet Harriers now by this point. Yeah, so they're Barnet Club. They're based in like just North London, and so we moved to them just because they was in a higher league, and there was more opportunity for me to race girls that I'd see at our like national finals and stuff. And so made that move in the better league. And my first 400 meter race, I think I ran. I can't remember the time. It must have been like 54.3, something like that. And it was a qualifying time for World Youth Championships. But I always laugh because I was so naive. Like I didn't know what the qualifying time was. And I think it was a good thing because I had no pressure. I just ran the race. Yeah, I ran the race, and my friends came up to me afterwards and said, "Oh my God, Sabrina, like you've run the qualifying time." I was like, "Oh, great, that's good." That doesn't mean I necessarily was going at the time. I just ran the time, so it was like, okay, I was in good shape. Basically, what that race told us. Yeah. So that qualifying time, then I think I ran a little bit quicker, maybe at Plus International. That was like my first representation of Great Britain, like at a domestic level. Yeah, so that was a big race for me, and I remember I raced Perry Shakespeare in that race as well. And I was like, Perry's someone who I really looked up to as well, like a role model. So to race her at the time, I was like, oh my goodness, it was huge. And so I ran that race, ran a faster time again, and then a few weeks later was our like trials to get into the World Youth team. And yeah, I think it was my first time when I won that. It was my first time going sub 54 seconds. So I must have run 53, could have been 53.98, 53, just a bit under 54. And so, yeah, they asked me that because it was European Juniors at the same time as well as World Youth. And they said to me, so which one would you want to go to? And I chose World Youth because the next year, I think, or 2 years later, I would still qualify to go as the age group to Euro Juniors. So I chose World Youth. Went to World Schools as well a couple of weeks before Czech Republic.
It looked it. It looked
and
it.
Yeah, World Youth was
really
amazing. It was good fun. Yeah, it was. It was like my first time, like for Great Britain, running at an international level, going to Ukraine. And I mean, I would have never gone to Ukraine if I didn't race there. With Great Britain, we did media training.
The bar was
I watched
high.
Morgan do her press
I'm going
conference.
to show you this.
So
this is something
the level was just up there.
I loved watching. I don't know if you can remember
it was high.
Sabrina Bukhari, the World Youth 400 metre champion. How does that sound?
So everyone, I really can't believe it. I'm absolutely ecstatic. I never thought that I would be the World Youth champion this year after being injured last year. So it's really surreal right now, but I'm over the moon.
Talk me through the race a little bit, especially the end.
Okay. So I know Olivia was on the inside of me.
Did you see the earlier one though?
No, it's gone now.
Did you see the one where you were running earlier? Couldn't you?
I mean, you can just grab it.
Oh,
yes,
wait a minute.
And then now it's gone. Like I can see
that's
blue.
Me. I disappeared.
Shape.
That's
like,
all.
I see blue.
So I'm going to bring myself back. This is the beauty of going live because I had the mix and everything put in. So I'm going to put myself back. Does that work?
Sabrina Bukhari, the World Youth 400 metre champion. How does that sound?
So everyone, I really can't believe it. I'm absolutely ecstatic. I never thought that I would be the World Youth champion this year after being injured last year. So it's really surreal right now, but I'm over the moon.
Talk me through the race a little bit, especially the end.
Okay. So I know Olivia was on the inside of me, and I know she came up to me quite early, but my coach told me just to relax and stay strong. And in the last 100, she said, take a big breath and push as fast as you can. And I tried pushing and I started pushing.
Basically,
Can you tell me, you might not be able to, but what does it mean to you to be world champion?
It means absolutely everything. Last year I was injured, so I was doing 300s as well, so we didn't know what was going to happen this season. We just wanted to come through injury free, and so this is an actual massive bonus, and I'm so happy.
What did you think to the level of competition?
Absolutely amazing. I knew that I wasn't world #1 coming into this, so I just had to focus.
Yeah, so basically I was just saying that for me it was a big shock. Like, I was ranked 8th coming into the race, and then I ended up winning it. On paper I should have really come 8th in the final.
52.77,
and then to run 52.77, I mean, that was huge for us again, because coming into the race,
it is.
Yeah, at the time I didn't realize it's actually quite quick. I mean, I haven't run quicker since, to be honest. So yeah, it was quite fast at the time. And yeah, I was just saying that he was asking me what's next for me, and I said I just want to make that smooth transition from like a junior youth to a senior athlete. And I said that was like in a few years to come anyway, because I was 17 at the time.
Okay,
and
what
yeah, that
happened
was kind
next
of it. Yeah,
after?
that was what I was saying in that interview. Yes. Yeah, so after that, so then that's 2013 season, 2014 season. So unfortunately, with hamstring problems, once you have one, like the chances of you having a problem again with your hamstring has increased. That's just the nature of them. So unfortunately, 2014 season, winter was okay, but from April all the way through, I was having problems with my left hamstring. Luckily at the time, I was on like futures program funding. So it's like British Athletics, and they give you some funding. So like my medical and stuff was covered. I was able to like get MRI scans to see what was going on. I was seeing a doctor, and literally it was just trying to play it by ear. I was taping up my hamstring for extra support when I was competing. I made it, luckily I didn't make it for the individual 400 at our following World Junior Championships, which was in Oregon. But we still went for the relay.
Got that here.
And we still went for the relay, which was amazing.
Hopefully I have. I'm sure I've got the
team up there,
do you know what I mean?
I got
I had so many little different videos. But go on, I'll find it and I'll put it in there. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. We went to Oregon, and that was 2 weeks in the States. It was my first time to America. And yeah, it was amazing competition. At the time, I was sponsored by Adidas, and so they were able to get my coach out there as well. So my coach could come to America and see our race and stuff. And yeah, we got silver behind the American girls, and it was just lovely, you know, to like walk around with our flags and everyone.
After World Juniors, where did that take you?
Yeah, very, very good memories from World Juniors. Yeah, so after that, so that was July, summertime, and it was I was going to uni. So I decided I wanted to go to Loughborough University, and that's in like Leicestershire, up Midlands way. And I wanted to study psychology. I've always been interested in the mind and mental health and stuff, and so yeah, for me, psychology just seemed like something I'd just naturally go to. So yeah, I knew that we were making transition, and my coach is still based in Luton in Bedfordshire with the rest of my group. And so we decided to work with another coach up there. And we was doing like both of them working with me. He was working with my speed and technical stuff. And then Jane would come up when she can and just do my other like longer work and whatever. Unfortunately, that kind of dynamic didn't work out for us. And so I decided that I wanted to stay with Jane. That's because obviously we've had really good success since. I mean, I was 12 when I joined her. I've been with her for ages. It's what I knew, and we've proven that we were quite successful at the time. But of course, when I left the coach there and I was with Jane full time,
so it broke
Jane
down,
couldn't be in Loughborough every single day. I couldn't be down in Luton all the time. So Jane did amazing and come up. Yes, yeah. So Jane came up to Loughborough when she could. And again, it was just a hard situation to deal with. I had never trained on my own, really. I've always been in a group.
It's just better.
It's not to say I was like trying to be lazy or lack motivation, but it's just easier when you have people around you. Yeah, you've got people feeling the same with you, motivating each other. And so unfortunately, in that June, I had another injury. I had a stress fracture this time in my left tibia. Oh, I know these
What was your
injuries.
support network around you?
Yeah,
like?
and
Did you have
so
a
I
good
was in
support
boot and
network?
crutches for 8 weeks. You know what, like, yeah, I did. Like, Jane was always at the end of the phone. Jane would come up when she could. I had my 2 best friends in Loughborough as well, and so I didn't. It was difficult, but like everyone around me is just great, and so they've always helped me regardless, and they've always shown me unconditional support regardless if I'm doing well or not well. Like, they're always there. So I always had them, and so yeah, I just spent them 8 weeks in the boot and crutches, and then it was just rehab and just getting back, trying to build the muscle that I've lost, and trying to rebuild the leg and everything. And I was rehabbing for ages. I think it was like 10 months until I ran again. It wasn't until the following March of 2016 where
by then
I started running again.
You into
So it took
the
its
adults
time.
team, wasn't that correct?
Yeah. So, I mean, the goal was always trying to make an Olympic team, you know? And unfortunately, right now still, I haven't been able to make that transition to the GB senior athlete that I would have wanted myself to be. But again, that's the story in itself. I mean, you've got to just accept what's coming and embrace it. I mean, life is ups and downs. And and when I was 17, I wanted to make that smooth transition. But I mean, life has other plans. And so over time, I've learned just to embrace all that's happening.
As I keep saying to you, keep that energy. Remember what I just said? Keep that energy.
The goal's still there.
Unless you're 40,
the goal's still there.
You keep that energy.
Yes,
you do know what I'm saying? You don't stop the energy. So you've gone as far as, you've had another injury that kept you out, and you're still aspiring. You keep missing that deadline for the Olympics, but then you still got the Commonwealth Games and things like that. Were you able to go to the Commonwealth Games?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Give us a little bit. Give us a little bit.
Yes. It's been a tricky.
I know that there's
last
few
few
other
years
things that became tricky, and it's up to you if you want to speak about that, because it definitely can't be easy. Because if I'm right, you found out you had lupus in between all of this. Do you mind sharing that story with us?
Yes. Yeah. So 100%. I'm open. I'm good. I'm good. So basically, 2015, 2016 were probably my most difficult years on track, to be honest. I had the injuries. I was rehabbing, and rehabbing is like very monotonous. So you've got to do similar exercises for ages, like sessions like 2 hours, and you realize you just want to run, but you can't because you might take a step back from doing so, from rushing the process too early. So got through that, and my peers were making senior teams. I was watching them on TV.
You should be.
I was harboring these, I was jealous, if I'm being honest. I was quite jealous and had this negative energy. Yeah, I was jealous and envious, and it wasn't really nice feelings at the time. And then 2017, I moved back to Luton. I was doing my placement year, so psychology, and I was working in inpatient mental health units for the year. Really eye-opening, loved it. And I was back in an environment that, that was home for me, you know. I love it. Like Luton, we don't have all the fancy equipment or fancy indoor facility, but that's my home. Yes, and I feel like I could just thrive there. And so 2017 was a good season. I made my way back onto the podium at under 23 level, at a national level, which was good. I moved back to Loughborough end of 2017, and then early 2018, I got diagnosed with lupus. But yeah, to bring the story back, so it was summertime of 2017. I went on a girls' holiday, and for me, I've never really been schooled on like sunscreen or sun protection, whatever. I don't know if it's my household. No, I don't know if it's a Black people thing. It was just, that's it. It's like I never really used sun cream, and so I'll be out there burning myself and whatever. And with lupus as well, I was like, let me just get my little tan sunbathing, and my skin exploded in these lesions, and all I can describe them as like red, scaly, raw circles on my chest, my face, my ears, everything. So I've gone to my doctor. Yeah, it was scary because I was like, what's happening to my body? And they were sore as well. And so I've gone to my doctors and I said, here's what's happening. Can we do something about it? And I remember at the time I wanted him to refer me to dermatology, obviously as their skin specialists. And I said, what's happening? This isn't my normal presentation. We need to figure it out. And he was like, I can't refer you because you haven't got like a severe case, and they're inundated with like the waiting lists, and you have to have something more severe like a cancer to be onto that list. I said, okay. So he's given me these creams and ointments, which, to be fair, they did settle what was happening down. And then no. And at the time, lupus had never even entered my mind as to what this was. I just didn't know what was happening. And at the same time, I had chest infections, ear infections, and I'm never an ill person. I'm quite healthy in general. So I just said, my immune system is down. Something's not right here. But again, didn't know what it was. Give me the antibiotics. It sorted the problem. Gone back to uni now. And it's as if I woke up one day and I had like this red, as like an abrasion on my cheek, just out of the blue. It's as if I cut myself, but I hadn't caused any trauma to that area. This time I said to doctor, please, let's refer me to dermatology right now. And he did refer me to dermatology. And yeah, so they were quite quick as well at the time. And I had a biopsy. They took like three palpules out of my chest. They checked it all and they said it was lupus.
So
and my heart dropped because I was like, oh.
And with no signs until you've gone into like 1920s.
Nothing. Yeah. 23 at this time. Yeah, I was 23 at the time. And so, yeah, we had no idea. And I didn't really know what lupus was. That's probably why it scared me so much, because I was like, oh gosh, like, what is this? So then I learned and educated myself. And for people who don't know, it's an autoimmune disease and means the immune system's a little bit confused and it attacks its healthy cells. Mine's a cutaneous type. Yeah, mine's a cutaneous type, which means that all like sun exposed areas, my skin's mainly affected. And it's the UV rays which trigger the flare up. Hence why now, so that's why when I was sunbathing and just damaging my skin, my body's getting confused and attacking its cells. Hence why I came up in all these palpules and these lesions and stuff. And so in terms of managing it and where I'm at with it now, I take a tablet. I take this thing called hydroxychloroquine. In the summer months, I have to take it twice a day. And winter months, I just take it once. I have to use Factor 50 all year round, top it up throughout the day.
I've got some business with the cap on. Now I get it.
If you ever see me on the track or outside, usually I've got a cap on.
It's now making
again,
sense, right? Okay.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, I've got to wear long sleeve tops, high neck tops, just so I don't expose myself to the sun too much.
Actually, I don't know if this will transition over for me. This is another baby.
Oh yes, this is when I was a baby. Yeah, I was little.
Let me put it up there for you. Bear me a second. Here we go.
Young here.
There you go.
Yes. So yes, this is when I was doing. This is early days. And I did a cross country in Ampthill, in the area of Bedfordshire. And yeah, so I was little here, and this is when I was really, really young, so I had no idea about lupus or whatever back then. But yeah, this is me at the end of a really long run, and I'm definitely a sprinter. I'm definitely a sprinter, not this 5K or whatever we ran that day.
But we'll come back to that in a minute. Let's take what you are with with lupus, because lupus, I guess it's been around for a long time, but people are really not educated about it, because I think lupus can also affect your hands. It can affect your legs. There's different variants, am I correct, of lupus?
That's it. Yeah, so many. Like, some people have the fatigue, some people have the joint pain.
I'm really happy to
I've been
hear
really
that,
lucky that mine's
lupus,
literally
so
cutaneous and it doesn't affect my internal organs.
Years ago, I didn't understand it. She just seemed really fine. She just seemed really fine, but she kept coming out with these sores on her face and her hands.
You don't know.
But she was always happy-go-lucky. She had the most amazing, similar to yourself, really beautiful, warm spirit. Just eloquent, everything about her. And in the end, it just took her life. And we didn't know that there was such a severity until she'd gone. And it runs within I would say part of my family. There is people with lupus, and I'm not going to talk about it because obviously it's their privacy, it's for them, but there is lupus within my fraternity of people. So, and I've seen how debilitating it is for them too. So
Oh wow.
I applaud you. That's all I've got to say, because I
It's
applaud you,
been-
because it's
yes.
really not an easy. I don't want to use the word
Oh,
disease, but
thank
it is, isn't it? What is it classed? What should I say? It's like people say, "Oh, I've got cancer." Yeah, it's not a
Yeah.
disease. It's an ailment. I call it. It's something that's an ailment that you have. So now you're trying to manage it and
Yeah.
still try to run, and you're at uni. What happens next? Did you, because
Yes,
you're still
yeah.
running.
Yes. Yeah. So. Yeah, still running. And even when I got diagnosed, I think 2 weeks later, I had the indoor championships. And so I remember I didn't want to get too caught up on trying to figure it out, because I was doing my dissertation, I was preparing for final year exams, a lot was happening. So I was like, you know what, one of them ones for me, I don't want to spend energy on something I can't really control. But all I can do is maybe trust in what the doctors are saying and listen to their protocol and what they're saying, and focus on trying to just finish uni and pass my exams, really.
So that was one out of the way.
I did. I graduated with psychology. That was a huge tick for us. And again, it's one of them, like, since I was younger, my coach and my mum and my family, everybody around me has always said, education comes first, Sabrina.
That's correct.
And it was like, if track doesn't go well, at least you've got your education, you've got your degree. So it was a really big tick. And I've always had like education and track.
And so
education,
you graduated,
track. So
and you
looking forward to graduating and just focusing
where
on
have you
track
taken
and field
your
for the next 2 years.
psychology to as well? Because you've amalgamated it. Tell us where that has transitioned you.
Well,
I love it. I'm not even looking anymore at the iPad. I'm literally just going,
also lots. So
bring it on. No, don't. Trust me, I'll bring you back.
Sorry for skipping. So I'll bring it back. So I graduated in 2018. That season, again, it wasn't the best for me, I wouldn't say. Like, I ran 54 mid, I think I ran that season. And again, the focus really was just trying to get to uni and just to pass my exams and just get what I need to get. And again, another issue, which I have, which is a theme of my career, unfortunately, is another injury, but this time it's with my Achilles.
Yes.
So I kind of suffer with like Achilles tendinitis, which is like inflammation of the Achilles. Again, a very frustrating one, because when it does inflame, you just have to rest and allow the inflammation to go down, and then you ease your way back in with like loaded exercises, eccentric exercises, a lot of rehab, to allow it to get back to where you can run again. 2018 season kind of got short. And then I remember I started listening to the Minimalists, which are like two guys in America, listen to a podcast, and they just kind of was like, they're trying to live life with intention and with less stuff. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Let's see what's this about. So I keep listening to them. Through them, there's a guy called Matt Diavella on YouTube I started following, and he was having this challenge to quit social media for 30 days. So I was like, oh, this is interesting. And at the time, again, it was similar.
I love you.
I had this energy of like jealousy and envy.
I so love
it was
you.
mainly with Instagram.
Sorry, just keep talking. I couldn't help myself but to say that. But please educate people about this. And you're so honest. This is why it's called standing in my truth. So please.
Yes. Yeah. So I felt very envious and jealous of others, and I was seeking validation from other people. You know, when you pictures and stuff, and you're questioning whether your picture is good or not, depending on how many likes it got. And I realized to myself, like, this is really unhealthy habits. Let me just change this. So when Matt Diavella was quitting as well, I was like, oh, this is perfect timing. At the end of 2018, let me do it. So 31st of December 2018, I deleted the apps off my phone, off my iPad, and I just logged out. And I was like, okay, let's just see how this goes. Let's just see. And during this time as well, I've always enjoyed writing. I write to myself all the time. Like, my notes app on my phone is just always things to myself. And I said, why didn't I just start a blog? But at the time it was anonymous and I didn't tell anybody about it. I just made like a blog on WordPress, and I was just posting things that for me I was interested in, which was relatable to myself, and just sharing my thoughts with other people, really. Did all that. At the same time, I started learning Spanish. Because again, it's just filling my time with something other than social media.
Wow.
And so I did all of that, and then
10 months.
the 30 days turned into a
The
10
most
month
I've ever done is
hiatus,
6
and
months,
I
but
loved
10
it.
months.
I loved it. I was 10 months. I didn't go on social media. Yes, it was because I just, you know what, is in this point the ignorance was bliss. Like, I didn't feel like I was seeking validation from anybody else. I didn't have the need to pull out my phone to share my moments, and a lot of significant things happened. Like, my niece was born, and there was so much stuff that I could just really immerse myself in the moment. And you know, when you have so when you have your phone and you want to show others, you're removing yourself from the present moment. And this is bringing it back, because in my final year of university, I learned about mindfulness, and the guest lecturer came in and she spoke to us, and she just said, mindfulness is basically a way to improve your quality of life without making any significant outward changes. So again, through that time, I started meditating during my 10-month hiatus. I just fully learning how to be present and aware, and ask myself questions and learn about myself. And it was lovely. I loved it. And the only reason I came back is because I wanted to talk about lupus. And so I was like, let me share it, because some people didn't know. Like, I had no idea, and I'm sure a lot of people don't know. So why don't I just share it and just tell people I have lupus, and just share that kind of part of my life with them as well. And so since then I just use my platform to like talk about mental health, lupus, and charity work, and obviously through Kick Off at 3. And that's why I use my platforms now. So I'm using social media in a different way, but I'm on it just as much, if not more, to be honest. But just different.
Like, it's not easy to talk about what you just said, and I'm going to go back to it, because I sat, and it's not just myself, so I can only speak for myself, which is why I started standing in my truth. But I found that there's other people. It was like, I feel this way. I don't know if anybody else does. And so you end up procrastinating. And I had to tell myself, I kind of started to beat myself up for even starting this podcast, this whole live. I've been serious with you. And then I found that I started to fall out of love with it, because I just don't want to be on social media.
Wow.
And like yourself, I found myself comparing, and it was like, I need the likes, and and I felt that I was losing myself. And so in the last few weeks, I've just said no to that, not doing the breakfast show. It is not what I want to do. It's not where I want to go. I started this because I wanted to reach out to other people. I wanted people to talk and share. And the beauty of it is right here. I've had Lexi, like, honest to God, the things that I've learnt, and I'm hoping that when people watch this back, and anybody else, and people in the chat room, hold on, my phone's upside down. People in the chat room, and because I can't see all of them, there's 3 different platforms, so I can only see one at the moment. So I do forgive anyone on my page and on the Twitch page and on the YouTube page. I can't see anything, and that's my fault. I just chose to go on one because I can't see all of them. But that's what you have just shared. A lot of people feel that way, and they don't know how to deal with it. And if you're not careful, it will leave you bedridden for days. It will leave you not talking to anyone for days. It will start to make you feel less of yourself. So I'm again bowing and applauding you for being honest enough to share that.
100%,
because pride is a very big thing. And I had to turn to my blog, my podcast.
100%.
I don't care who's listening. I don't care, how many. I got to the point where I stopped saying, I don't need followers. I just need to talk into my phone, into my podcast. And it heals me, because it's like I'm letting it out. So I'm saying this. So if anyone that hears it knows that Sabrina's done it, I'm doing it, or I've done it. And don't feel bad about it. And that's why I'm so glad someone has shared that today. And you're perfect, because you're a psychologist, and you deal with mental health awareness. So it's it's perfect. So It's beautiful. Not just the sports that you're bringing today, you're bringing
Yes.
awareness and open-mindedness, which then now brings me to, you've now come out of your, your to have the hiatus from the social media, you're doing your blogs. How did you meet Kickoff at 3?
Yes, yeah. So again, that was so what year are we in now? 2021. So June last year. It was mainly through Katrina. So Katrina was posting and reposting a lot of stuff with Kickoff at 3, and I was like, oh, like what's going on? Like, this looks interesting. And at the time, they were doing their run off at 3. Again, so it was just encouraging people to run, cycle, jog, walk, wheelchair, and just raise money for the African and Caribbean Leukemia Trust at the time. Yes. And I was like, oh, I love this. Like, we're in lockdown, it's still encouraging people to get out, and it's still raising money for such a necessary cause. There's so much of us as from Black community who need to donate blood. And of course, at the time, it was the whole, like, the Black Lives Matter movement. I was at the forefront, everybody's talking about it. And I was like, how can I get involved? How can I help? So yeah, Katrina was like posting all this stuff, and I was just talking to her about it. I was like, so what is this doing? She goes, Sabrina, this is amazing. You should really get involved. Michael and Ashley are great. So I just started retweeting things. This is how it started off. I just started retweeting, like, yeah. So I was like, oh, this is good. Let me retweet and like stuff. And then Indian, Michael's great. So he just got in touch.
And I think I keep saying this.
Yeah.
Because you're the last of the people that I got from Kickoff at 3. So this is why it means a lot to have the last of Kickoff at 3 on my platform. Do you know what I mean? I've had a few. Do you know what I'm saying? So this is just beautiful.
Oh, little family.
Just the energy. I don't know where he gets it from. And you just, please don't lose me. My phone lost me. It's okay. I'm still here. Yeah. I can. Oh, it's back. Oh. It's having a moment. It had a moment. It had a moment. It was trying to tell me, I think I need food. Well, like hell. Stay. But yeah, Michael is boundless. So yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh. So yeah, I just literally liking me tweeting things, and Michael got in touch, and I just said, you know what, I love what you guys are all about, engaging young people, engaging the community. It is so important, again, especially in lockdown. Like, people just needed something, and so yeah, literally we just got in touch and go, so how can I help? And again, with my mental health, I just want to raise awareness, promote positive mental health and well-being things, tips and tricks, anything I can get involved with, coming to an event, just being a face. I've spoken to some young people from like the cadets and stuff. And so that's how I'm kind of involved. And it's been since then, and I just hope to continue being involved with challenges and just helping out.
Called? That's it. Mindfully. I was trying to mindfulness. Yeah. And that's your...
Yeah, mindfully. Yeah, so
that's the thing that you
mindfully.
Tell us a bit more about that.
Yeah, so yes, yeah. Again, yeah. So they're basically some workshops, and they kind of grew out of my blog. So I started blogging anonymously last year, and I was like, let me just attach my name to it. I was like, what have I got to be fearful of? I'm Sabrina, and that's it. So I was like, let me just talk freely about, again, mental health and just awareness. I do zone of discomfort challenges, and it's just trying to encourage people to think differently. I believe that you are in control for the most part of your thoughts, your feelings and behaviors, but it's just how to do it. And sometimes people just need to be directed in how you can do this, that, and the other for yourself. And so the workshops are basically, we touch on different topics, but the workshops just take you kind of on a journey in trying to live life with more intention.
You're gonna have to find
just learning how to be in control.
Me in. Yes, and we're gonna do another well-being day, because a lot of people are going back to work, and there's a lot of people fearful of going back to work. They're scared to leave their home. There's people who just don't know what to do, where they just don't want to go back to work, and just even being cocooned. That alone within itself is another mental, what do I want to do? You're coming back, and you're not coming back in a sports capacity. I'm going to bring you back with the lovely Corinne, who does meditation.
I'm back. I'll be back.
The two of you together, I think, on a show like that, I think it's well needed. So make sure we try and work something out for the next 3 weeks, and you're back in. End of April, let's do this. Yeah, we'll talk about that. So I'm just letting everybody know. She has got a
Yes,
lot to share, and
100%.
she
Well,
will be
yes.
back, folks. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm down.
smiling in the room. She will be back. Okay. So this is
Oh.
I call it your puppy because it's, you've added that. Now you're also an ambassador,
Oh,
not just
wonderful.
with Kickoff at 3. I'm sure I read that
Yes.
you're ambassador somewhere else
Yeah.
apart from Kickoff at 3, and with all the different subsidiaries with mindfulness, etc. Where else are you applying that? Are you applying that within the sports community that you work in?
Yep, yep. Oh yeah, so in terms of being an ambassador friend, I just get involved with loads of different things, and so I just help out with different charities and stuff. I go to lots of schools as well, and I talk. Again, it's just about mostly we spoke about our athletic journey, and just inspiring them, and like the main thing is just to encourage you to keep going and persevere. If my journey in athletics is anything, it's a journey of perseverance. I mean, I'm still here. The goal is still in mind, and it's been ups and downs, but I mean, the destination is always in the forefront of my mind. And so I go into schools and I just try to say to them that whatever you're pursuing, it doesn't have to be sport, for anything you like just keep at it, because you will reap the rewards of your hard work. I just believe it's a bit of consistency, some self-belief and some hard work, and you will get there.
I was going to come to that because I know you coach as well. So tell us a bit about that.
And I also coach athletics with my coach Jane, so I'm an assistant coach. Yes. Yeah, I coach. Yes. No, it's been really good. So I think I started doing it more towards the end of last year, and it mainly just started off with like warm-ups and stuff, and then it was like, okay, you can actually take sessions now. And so the youngsters are from like 7, I think the youngest sometimes, and then in the same session sometimes you can have a 50-year-old man, and it's literally just getting them moving. A lot of athletics drills and skills. I was going to ask you, how did that work circuit based, yeah. But again, it's just getting people moving. When it was the lockdown, when we were allowed to do big group sessions, we were doing that on the field. Yeah, we do it on the field. And then when it was just you able to do one-to-one sessions, we did one-to-one sessions, because it's a lot of young footballers that want to work on their speed and stuff. They come over and we just do them with some technique work, and yeah, we managed and we adapted, really, and it was really good, and they enjoy it, and that's the main thing. It's like, as long as you're enjoying it and you're having fun, because athletics is fun. Like I remember when it was, it is, and my fondest memories are when I was younger, and it was just for the pure fun of it. Like, it was great times. Like I still love what I do, but obviously as you get older, it becomes more serious. You had no care in the world, things are on the line. But when I was like 15 and younger, it was just, this is just fun. I just want to run fast. I'm with my friends. Yes, yeah, and it was lovely. It was great times. And so yeah, that's what we're just trying to encourage with the young people. And again, it's just asking them questions. Sometimes I do like one-to-one mentoring, and I had a young girl, she was a diver, and I'd meet her up. We just text now because of COVID, wasn't able to meet physically. I just check in with her just to see how she's dealing with things mentally, because you're juggling her sports, her studies as well, and it's something I've gone through. So yeah, I just try to just help people in any way, really.
You know, as I said, to me, you're a talisman. You know, you are a vessel that is imparting knowledge and kindness, and allowing people not to beat themselves up. If anyone wanted to reach out to you or do a one-to-one session with you, how do they find you? What's your handle?
Yeah. Yes, yeah. Literally, yeah. So my handles are at Sabrina BAKARE. So it's my first name and my surname, no spaces. And I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram. Through my website, it's sabrinabakare.com. There's a contact me button, so you can just contact me and message me through there. And yeah, I'll just get back to you. Don't feel afraid to message me. However, I'm accessible. I'm here to help you. So yeah, just don't be afraid. Hit me up.
And everything has just been spot on. As I said, I'm hoping that everyone is listening can hear us without any sound difficulties and qualities, because that's one of my worst nightmares. I'm a bit of a perfectionist. Saturdays always the ones I have glitches, and in the Thursdays, perfect, no problem, because I don't have to use so much different technology. So when we do the next one, there's none of this technology.
Really?
It's just straight into Restream. Let's talk. We can either get onto Insta. Let's talk. Let's do this. Let's open up and let people understand. People think that mental health just stops when we come out of lockdown. No, it doesn't. And there are people suffering with their weight. I'm one of them, because I got really fit. And then as it got
exactly
cold, I decided to stay home and eat.
Yes.
It's only in the last couple of weeks I'm beginning to lose the fat, because I've been juicing 100% juicing and doing like 18, like sometimes 16, 18 or 16 fast, day on, day off. So
Okay.
I do 18 hours fasting, and then I would just well, I fasted today, so
Wow.
the only thing I've had is my ginger tea. So
And
I
how's that for
fasted
you?
from 4 yesterday, and all I
Okay.
really had yesterday was celery juice and beetroot juice and
Gosh.
watermelon all juiced. And then by the
Wow.
time I remembered to eat, I thought, don't do it. Don't eat after 6 o'clock, because I could sit and eat 10 bags of sweets,
Yes, yeah.
5 bags of chocolates. And that's what I was doing. And again, this is what I
Okay.
was saying to you. I was doing all of this because I'm sitting in front of a computer, researching all day, building OBS, building, flyers, and trying to build up the platform, and forgot about myself.
Mm,
So I just thought, this platform can do its thing.
yeah.
If that's God's will, if that's the
Yeah.
universe's will, it will
Mm,
just do its thing. You don't need to be flashy to do anything. It's the
yeah.
message. And then I had to remember that this is my vessel, and that's all I
Yeah.
have left. I'm renting this from the universe
Yeah.
and God, and I need to do it. I need to treat it like it's my
Yes.
home. And that's what I had to tell myself. So yesterday, for the first time, well, 2 days, I got up and I said, right, park all of
Yes,
this. And
yeah.
I've done this before. And I thought,
Yeah.
but this time I thought, you're getting older, you're not getting younger. And we're coming out of lockdown, and your mental health is suffering because you're sitting in front of a computer. And I'm trying not to be on social media, but I've got no choice because it's where I've posted everything. But
Yeah.
I've done the fasting, and
No,
I
yeah,
feel
because
okay.
yes,
I thought
yeah.
I'd pass out today, but I had
Yeah.
I've got my ginger tea, which I'm almost finished, and I've got like another thermos next to me. So I've been like, everyone's thinking, why is
Really?
she sweating like that, mate? I'm sweating because I've got a lot to sweat off, But little by little, I can, I'm now beginning to, feel it drop from my face, and slowly my arms don't feel like I've got bingo wings again.
Oh,
But this is
good.
all in a period of 4 or 5 months. It's easy
Good.
how you think you've got time. You don't. It will just creep on you just like that. So
Mm, yeah. Yeah. It does. Yeah, and this is difficult times. I feel like
That's
the
right.
whole changing
That's
and
right.
adapting, and people aren't used to all this shifting and not being able to plan, and so it makes sense, and anxieties and stuff that's coming
That's
with it.
right.
And so yeah, like you said, it's like
Which
putting
brings me
yourself, you and your
here.
mental
That's,
health at the forefront. You're the
um,
priority, because without you, what can happen?
someone just said in the chat
So
room,
people, yeah,
self-love
that's
first. That's
amazing.
like paying the mortgages. Your body's like paying the mortgage. I love that, Tash. That's hilarious. Absolutely.
It's
Here
true,
we
isn't
are.
it?
We're coming out of lockdown. What does the future? I'm going to ask you. What does the future hold for you coming out of lockdown before we tell
100%.
everyone goodbye?
Mm. Yeah. Okay, so for me, the future is again another difficult one.
And I'm going to say this.
Unfortunately,
No,
we
no,
didn't
no.
touch
Let
on
me
this,
just
but
stop this. This is what I
unfortunately,
said to someone the other
I
day
during
last
this
week.
period have got diagnosed
Stop
with
using the
another
word
chronic
unfortunately.
issue.
You, of all people,
So I
psychologists,
funny enough,
I want you to change. Do me a favor, because I tried to change the
yeah,
narrative. I know that I'm one trying. So between you and I want you, because all I've heard you say through the whole of it, unfortunately,
okay,
fortunately, I want you to change the
okay,
narrative. It is just your journey.
yes,
Your journey. It's your journey, and
okay,
that's how you're able to tell your story.
just my
It's not
journey.
unfortunate.
Okay, I love it.
It's where it's
My journey.
It's not saying it was meant to happen,
It's my
but
journey.
tell us now, in part of your journey here,
You're right.
what's
It's
happened?
true. Okay. Mm, yeah. So everything happens for a reason, and I do agree. I do agree. So I've been diagnosed with the issue called Achilles Tendinitis, and for me, it sounds like a Harry Potter spell. That's what I keep telling everybody. But it really does. Like when they said it to me, I was like, "What? Like, what is this?" But long story short, it's a severe, like like an eczema, like a neurodermatitis.
Yeah.
And I can't wear shoes, and I haven't been wearing shoes for 12 weeks. I know, and I'm a runner. Do you see the conundrum?
No, mate, nobody's telling me to get
Yes.
off. Talk.
I know we only have a short time, so we might have to touch on it the next time. But yeah, I haven't been able to wear shoes. Oh, Yes, okay, so yeah, got this issue. I had again another biopsy. I began back and forth trying to get dermatology to see what was happening. Obviously, it's in COVID now, so things are a bit more difficult. But we eventually got there, and yes, I can't wear. I come out when I wear shoes. Basically, the friction creates a very severe kind of blistering kind of looking kind of dry skin. I can't really explain it, but I get 10 out of 10 pain when it's at its peak. It's red, it's inflamed, it's another autoimmune problem. Yes, so that's me at the moment. We're on the track. So the track just opened last a week and a bit ago. And I'm just running in socks. Yeah, still going under investigations. Hope I've got another appointment soon. Different path now with rheumatology to see how we can move forward. But yeah, it's been 12 weeks and I haven't worn shoes. I'm living in sliders.
It'd be really interesting to hear your story. So you're right, we're coming back. We're definitely coming back. And so when we come back in 3 weeks' time, hopefully you can tell us what's happened and how you've had to cope, because girl, that's going to be difficult, because your dream and aspirations is to continue your athlete, being an athlete. You can't run barefoot. Well, there has been a few that's run barefoot, but
that's correct. Yes.
Oh,
I know Zola Bud, but
I
need to wear shoes to try and do what I need to do.
Really
I need to wear specs and trainers. I need to be able to. And at the moment,
as you said, this is what's going on with you now. Michael said, yes, it's part of Sabrina's journey. Natasha said, excellent, great show today and a great guest with a special insight. Got to jump on the workshop, but big love. Thank you, Tasha. She says that's what she's just said to you today. And Michael is I'm going to jump on the other platforms and see them all, but I can always send them to you. You can actually, when you watch them back, you will see what anyone says. I'm thinking I'm going to jump onto one of the other platforms to see it, because I'm sure they may have been, let me see, I'm going to play devil's advocate and hopefully my phone doesn't jump somewhere else. Let's see. I don't know who that is. But okay. Don't do anything in life that doesn't make you happy. Yes, I don't know who that is. Igor. Yes, that's love. Yeah. Do what makes you feel right. Thank you for that, Siobhan.
That's
oh my
correct.
God, it's been amazing to have you on today. I feel like I've been on that 100%. Journey with you from, conception all the way. I mean, I'm hoping that you enjoyed
thank you.
Speaking about it and your journey. And out of it, we are coming back. We're coming back. We will.
100%. I did.
Thank you.
Yes, yeah. And I
completely did.
I love sharing my journey with you. You're great. Your energy as well. So no, it's been great.
Like that
and we just had a conversation. You forget that you're live, really.
I can't change. I can't be anything else than what I'm not. And I'm hoping that I made you feel comfortable enough to open up and share is where I'm coming from. And then, but what I didn't want was anyone saying there's a distortion, they can't hear us, and it was that bad, because I hate when that happens. And I've had to have 2 people back because of that, which is why from Saturdays going forward, there's no music. It's just let's sit and talk sports. It's just too much of a hindrance, and it starts to make me go, and I start to spaz out. But the weekday show is called It's All About You, and it really channels into everyone's being and who they are. Like, as I said, I've got a guy coming on in a couple of weeks. He's going to be talking about CBD oils and how he used it to alleviate his anxiety. And next week, I've got 3 people coming on to talk about living with autism with their children. So it's a roundabout. That's the sort of things that I talk about in midweek. And so sports wise, I think it's beautiful that there are athletes, boxers, footballers that come onto this show, that they have a life. People think that you don't have a life. They think that you're untouchable, but you're just human. And it's so lovely to impart wisdom to others out there and their children. If they're listening, say, look, I heard what Sabrina Bukhari said, this is what she's saying. Life doesn't have to be this way. There's going to be ups and downs. So I thank you implicitly for coming on Standing in My Truth today. Thank you to just tell everybody in the chat rooms bye. I know you can't see them, but Sabrina says bye-bye. Any pearls of wisdom you want to say to anyone before you go, to anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Yes. well, shout out, everyone reached to rings at Soccer Park Play Centre.
And I'll get this over to
see
you
my
hopefully in
family,
the next week or
friends.
so. You can
Kick
share
off
it on
at
your
3,
page. You
of
can
course,
share it
the
with everybody
family,
else,
everyone involved.
and everyone can see
Hi.
your story. And I'll send you the link. But the most important thing is, thank you for today. Have a beautiful weekend. And I know I'm going to see you in between because we're all trying to
Thank
do
you so
something with
much.
the Stephen Lawrence event day. I think is coming up. So there's a lot of tussling going on about that. I've got to spend the whole weekend with Natasha and do a whole lot of work there. But there's a lot of us all involved, and it feels like I'm coming into this new family, something that I don't know how I managed to get myself into, but I'm in it, and it feels good. It's a very good energy. So thank you for coming on mine, and I look forward to seeing you again.
That's great.
To have a more deeper, energetic chat.
Yeah.
Everybody,
100%.
Sabrina BAKARE, thank you. You're welcome. And I'll speak to you on the flip side.